Did you see Dolly Parton yesterday in that outfit? Did you see that outfit, dude? Did you see that outfit? God, what, she's 77 years old? God bless her. 77 years old. Wearing a Dallas Cowboy cheerleader's outfit. I mean, lip syncing. I mean, come on. I mean, you saw her and you were like, wait, she's definitely lip syncing. But, good God. Yeah, I was... Respect. And they were loving it. Fans were loving it. They were loving that stuff. Yeah, I mean, so Cowboys, again, beat a team that's under 500. And they said the last 6 games, Dak Prescott, 18 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, which is fantastic, right? But they've been all, I want to make sure I get that right. I think they're 5 of those wins were against teams. Yes. They beat, let's go through the 6. Okay, so they beat Washington, which came into the game 4-7. Now they're 5-7. He throws for 331. Respect. 331, 4 touchdowns. Respect. Okay, that's this game. He beat Carolina last week, 1-9 coming to the game. Okay, that's 1-9. He went against the Giants, 49-17, threw for 404, 4 touchdowns, interception. They came in the game 2-8. He threw for 374, 3 touchdowns, and a loss to Philly. Okay, so now he's 3-1. Beat the Rams, threw for 304, 4 touchdowns, interception. They came in the game 3-5. Beat the Chargers 2017. They came in the game 2-3. 18 touchdowns, 2 interceptions against teams that were 5 teams under 500, and the only team over 500 they lost. I'm sorry. I mean, they beat up the teams they're supposed to beat. When they play a team that's a good team, they don't get the job done. They don't get the job done. Yeah, I mean, these chains always get stuck. It drives me crazy. Yeah, all right. Sure. I'm not going to deal with this now, right? No. I'm not going to get myself crazy. Not going to get myself crazy. Yeah. Cowboys win. Deron Bland, 5th pick 6. 5th pick 6. NFL record. He had only guy with more touchdowns than the Cowboy this year is CeeDee Lamb, and he's a goddamn wide receiver. That's it. 5 pick 6. And we changed it because my mom had watched football all day, and I didn't want to make her to sit through more football. Game was over, and I'm like, goddamn, I missed the pick 6. Now, the whole Salvation Army thing, so they hid some turkey legs in the Cowboys when they scored a touchdown, and I was like, okay. And they took them out, and then you see Dak Prescott and Jerry Jones. Do I need to watch Jerry Jones eating food? No, not ever. Ever. I don't need to watch him ever eat food. Yeah, that was highly annoying. I didn't need to see that. Cowboys blew him out 45-10. Sam Howell escaped from a couple sacks, which should have been sacks. And do I blame him? I mean, they threw the ball, it seems like every other play. So, I mean, I'm not going to hold him accountable for that. You know, he can't, he's trying to, they know they're going to pass every play. Hey, he throws a pick 6. He gives up to a guy who's had 5 this season. I did get a lot of points yesterday I got over 22 points from Pollard. Amon-Ra St. Brown, also some points. But Lockett didn't do anything, and Ferguson caught one goddamn pass for 35 yards. So I was like, okay, I want more touchdowns. But Dak Prescott did throw passes to 10 different receivers. 5 different players scored for the Cowboys, so the ball was spread around. They set a record with their 6th straight home game with 30-plus points. But, I mean, it doesn't matter until they beat a good team. I mean, Niners, 31-13. Brandon Ayuk got a pass from Purdy, and I read on Twitter that it was supposed to be an underneath throw, but he saw something, and he beat Witherspoon, who's going to be Rookie of the Year probably from the Seahawks, Ayuk. And then, of course, they do the little noise afterwards. But what a pass by Purdy. And Purdy threw a pick 6 in the second half. They were up 24-3 at that point. It was 24-10, 24-13, 31-13. First ever Thanksgiving game for Seattle. They fell to 6-4. I mean, goddamn, McCaffrey had another 100 yards rushing. I mean, he just looks he looks like he could go in any goddamn play. He's beautiful to watch. He is amazing to watch. They got the win, third straight game with 4 sacks, and they are playing at the Eagles this week. So we're going to see what happens against the Eagles this week. That's going to be interesting because, I mean, they're the top 2 teams. Lions shouldn't have beat the Bears last week and came out first play of the game. Christian Watson from Jordan Love, beautiful 53-yard bomb, and it was downhill from there. It was over. They were playing catch-up, 3 fumbles by Goff, lost 3 fumbles. Rashawn Gary had 3 sacks, tied his career high, also had 2 fumbles, had a fumble recovery. I mean, it feels like they got a pressure on every goddamn play. The Lions didn't get any sacks. They were down 23-14 on their own, 20-something yard line. And Campbell decides to go for a fake punt. He goes, that's on me. Dude, you're down 23-14. You feel like you have to do something right then and there? I mean, I don't know what he was thinking. I mean, I know he plays a certain way, but, I mean, the fans were pumped, man. They're trying to get their first tight conference title since 93. And they just laid a turd. I mean, Aiden Hutchinson didn't do anything. They didn't get any pressure on the quarterback. No sacks on Love. Love looked great. Christian Watson had a great game. Dylan leaped over. Dylan had an amazing run during the game, and they're 9-3, and they still have to play the Vikings twice. Which I still think they can win the division, but Boomer Esiason said that they better have home field advantage because I don't see them going on the road and making any noise. I agree with that. I mean, the defense. They talk about splash plays, and they don't make a lot of splash plays. Fumble recovery, forced fumble, sack, pass defense. Tackle for loss, any of those. I mean, that defense was Swiss cheese, and the offense couldn't get anything going. I mean, they basically, 465 yards of offense, 14 points. They got a garbage touchdown at the end, and 1 for 5 on 4th down. I mean, and they stopped the Packers. It could have been even a bigger blowout. It should have been a bigger blowout, but to play in front of those fans, man, and then lay a stinker like that. No bueno. Oh, my God. Josh is up. Dude, I wasn't even going to text you because I thought it was too early. Yeah, I didn't sleep last night. My mother made a prime rib. Okay, she's not going to be happy I said this, but you know what? That's why I do the podcast. So we made a prime rib yesterday. And my mother read that she had to cook it every pound. It was a 5-pound prime rib roast. Every pound, 30 minutes. The whole thing was supposed to cook for a total of 30, 40 minutes. We had it in the oven for 2.5 hours, and then it's supposed to sit for 2 hours. That thing was destroyed. Destroyed. She was so upset. Even last night she was looking at it. She goes, I screwed up. And the house, it smoked up the whole house. We had to put on the fire alarms. The fire alarms went off. Bear went crazy. He does not like that noise. And I felt so bad for my mom. I mean, it just was a total disaster. Just the 2 of us. Total disaster. I mean, it's been a shitty year, and just the 2 of us now, and I felt terrible for her. I mean, I was like, oh my God. She goes, it's unedible. I go, yeah, Ma, I agree with you. It's unedible. So that happened, and I hope everybody had a nice Thanksgiving. It was great. I was with my mom and everything, but it was a mess. She took it out of the oven. It looked like a shriveled up piece of meat. Yeah. Crazy. Just, yeah. And how about this? We talk about Barry Sanders. Paul Hembekides, he works on Get Up. He's a producer on Get Up with Greeny. Listen to this. Most rushing touchdowns in NFL history of 10-plus yards. Barry Sanders, 51. Most rushing touchdowns of 15-plus yards. Barry Sanders, 41. Most rushing touchdowns plus 20 yards, 30. Barry Sanders. Most 25-plus rushing touchdowns in NFL history, 27. Barry Sanders. Most 30-plus rushing touchdowns in NFL history, Barry Sanders, 23. 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 30-plus yard rushing touchdowns. Sanders. I got to watch the documentary. I couldn't sleep. I watched Good Burger Part 2. It was atrocious. I can't believe they made that movie. I mean, it's cute and all. I guess the kids will like it. But if that's the sequel you went with, whoever wrote that it was morons